I just got back from this restaurant down the street from us where they make our tortilla, potato and egg pie, basically. You can get whatever you want in it. You can get like tuna or ham or other meat in it or fish. There it is. Every time I bring it home and I want to show it to you, we end up eating it first and then I have nothing to show you. So there's what the tortilla looks like. And if you go to the Spanish Fork, it's a YouTube channel. It's a Spaniard. I think he lives in the US. He has some awesome recipes for Spanish food. And I do believe he has a recipe for tortilla. It might be a different type. Here in Spain, it's pretty common to cook with olive oil. Virgin olive oil. Oh, so good. And it's good for you. So what I find is interesting are the eggs. They're all brown eggs. Super delicious. There's one type of egg that I've seen. I didn't see any other at the store or the other. And I noticed in the grocery they do not have them in the refrigerated section. They're next to the refrigerated section. And I asked my cousin and she says you don't need to put them in the refrigerator as long as you eat them. I guess in a few days. I know my mom had chickens and we did not put them in the refrigerator. They tasted better and they were fine as long as we ate them in a few days. And this will last us 2 times 12 eggs, if that. The time and a half. I probably should have bought the bigger case of eggs. I also wanted to show you chestnuts. That's very popular here. As you can see, you put a little slit with a knife, put them in a pan, and we stick them in the oven. They are so good for like 20 minutes, I think about 350 degrees. I overcooked them last time because I still don't know how to use this oven and the temperatures. That's one thing I have to get used to is the different, like they use Celsius here and I'm used to Fahrenheit. Same with going to the store and ordering lunch meat. I have to remember it's grams. I do have an app to help me out, thank goodness. This is the chicken empanada pollo that I got today. Half of it's gone already, but they weigh this. This is how they price it. They weigh it and you pay whatever it is per, I think, grams. There goes the cleaning truck again. Cleaning every day. Excellent job. So Willow has midterms, Noah's got homework, so they're staying home, and Rick and I are going for a paseo. That's a little walk, a little stroll. We just finished dinner, so it's a Spanish thing to do, so that's what we're doing. We are in the park of San Francisco. This monument is to remember those 6 million people lost during the Holocaust. It's here in San Francisco Park in Oviedo, Spain. This park has a lot of statues and monuments. It's quite beautiful. Goes all the way around, and it's only a little like walking distance from our house. I'm sitting here at this fountain, except there's no water in it. I just thought this was a very beautiful sculpture. I should take sculpture classes because I think it's a lot of fun. I did it back in high school. This is really a wonderful town with artists. I notice that people who play music on the street make a lot of money. I'm really surprised because in the States I never see a lot of money in the container that they put out in front of where they're playing or doing art. But here I see like hundreds of euros in their bucket. That's, you know, a lot of money, I think. There's even palm trees in northern Spain. Remember the Ireland videos and how there were palm trees there? That's pretty amazing. It's actually a cooler climate up here. I would not expect palm trees to grow here. In the south I understand because it's warm. And I did not expect palm trees to be growing in Ireland. It was really cold back when we were there. Rick was saying this is probably one of the biggest sycamore trees we've ever seen. Look how big this thing is. Must be pretty old. Look at these doorways. They're just like amazing. Solid wood, huge and very old. So here's what we're eating. It's a A little steak with patata fritas, french fries, cooked in olive oil, some homemade bread, and of course, sidra that's very popular here in Asturias. Hey vlogger girl, guess what we got? Cotton candy! Yes, in Asturias, Spain. Willow got one too, except I'm gonna steal half of hers. And that's where we got it. It's a really cool park over here. How's that cotton candy, Noah? It was really good. Like I said, rent and food, regular food, is inexpensive, but getting things like cotton candy is a little expensive. Same as in the United States. We find clothing too to be about the same as in the United States. I know back in the United States where we spend the most money would normally be a home and of course food, like groceries. So I was sitting here going through one of my apps, AP, Associated Press, headline news. And I was reading this one article about this gentleman who lives in New Jersey. I'll have to put the title in the comment section because I don't have a link because it's on my app. So I'll put the title of the article so you could read it yourself. But as you know, in Puerto Rico, they had that horrible, horrible hurricane that just wiped out everything. People have been without power for weeks now. People have evacuated to the United States to stay with family in Florida or other areas, and just devastating. But the story is very interesting. This man, he was married, and since the 1970s, they called him the Doomsday Prepper. He was preparing for something for one day all these years, except he thought he was preparing for himself. And then years later, I think in the mid-2000s, a few years ago, his wife got sick. He had to quit work. He took out a loan on his house. And the article said something about that he spent a lot of money on the preparations over the years, since 1970s. You know, just accumulating and set up his house like a bunker and everything. Anyways, his wife got sick, and then he had to quit his job. He got a loan so he could stay home and take care of his wife because, you know, somebody had to take care of her, and that's what he did. And unfortunately, she passed away, and now he's going to lose his house. But he had all this food, and he was going to lose the food as well because he can't take it with him because he had that much food. So he heard about what happened in Puerto Rico, so he decided to donate the food to a certain group. And they were just so ecstatic, so happy. And he was so happy that he could help somebody. And they said he had enough food saved up for about 84 people to last 4 or 5 months. You have to read the article for the details. So the moral of the story is sometimes we're preparing in life for what we think is for us. I don't know, retirement or for a new business, a new job, a new something or other. And you're studying for something and you think you got this plan, you're going along, you're doing this thing. And in the end, it worked out for the good, but for something you never even thought of. So sometimes people go back to school, for example, and they think, okay, let's use an example, to become a nurse. But then they end up being something completely different, but they would have never had become that something else if they didn't start to become a nurse. Or another example, just throwing some ideas out there, someone starts a business in construction, and they really wanted to do construction, and that's what they were doing. And then life takes a different path, and sometimes people think, oh my God, like I hurt my back and I can't be a contractor anymore or a construction worker anymore. But then it leads you to someplace even better and something you would have never thought of doing if you would have continued with being a contractor, construction worker, and you didn't hurt your back. And so I guess my point is sometimes when you think something really bad is happening in your life and you think it's just like the end, like there can't be anything better, things are just getting worse and you just don't know what to do, don't worry about it. I know you're going to worry about it, but it doesn't help you. There's a saying out there about worrying. It doesn't get you anywhere. It just doesn't help. You're going to go through this. So we have to not worry so much about all these things that happen in our lives, because in the end, it's all going to work out. And my dad, as you all know who follow me, used to say, one way or the other, it's going to work out. You'll get through it somehow, and sometimes you'll end up with some great surprise that you did not even consider. And sometimes those bad times can last a little while, and you're just like, where is this going? And I'm here to tell you that things can turn around to amazing places and situations and meeting new people, and none of it had anything to do with your plans. It doesn't mean you shouldn't make plans and to move forward, because making those changes, moving forward, doing something, doing more, no matter what it is, will lead you to someplace else that you, like I said, might not have expected, and it'll work out. So if you're just a little worried, scared, concerned, don't sit still. Make your plans, move forward, do something, because if you just sit there, then that's when there's problems. You gotta just keep moving forward, baby steps. Just keep going, move forward a little bit at a time. And even if you don't know exactly what you want to do, just do something. That's why I always love decluttering. I know I've said it over and over in the last 2 years in my videos. If you're not sure what to do in your life, if you're not sure if you want to switch jobs, you want to go back to school, you want to move, you want to get married or not, or whatever, the best thing, it's almost like, I don't know, maybe meditation or something. When you go into your house, you start decluttering, and little by little, it starts making you feel more free. You're like, oh, and then your mind becomes more clear, and then things come to you that you may not have thought of. So I know it might sound a little nuts, but try it, and I'd love to hear your experiences with that. When you didn't know what to do, what did you do? Did you start decluttering? Is that one thing? If you did start decluttering, little by little, donating clothes that didn't fit, and just getting rid of furniture that you don't need, knickknacks, selling them at consignment shops, garage sale, yard sale, basement sale, whatever, some way to get rid of your things. Craigslist, eBay, Amazon, so many ways to sell your things to make a little money, or just donate. You tax write-off too. Don't forget that. Let me know if you had started decluttering, and did you find a momentum going on in your life leading you to somewhere, something new, something different? I'd love to hear your stories. Comment below. Let me know what you've done to change your life, even though it may not have been the plan that you wanted, but you got something else. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up. Please share. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to live a passionate life.